That's red pepper lemonade.
Red pepper lemonade. All right, welcome back to another School Principal Reacts. If you don't know me, my name is Brandon, and I'm a high school principal from the U.S. state of Georgia. At your request, I am doing yet another episode of iCarly. This series, or this show, remains one of the more popular ones to be requested on this channel. This specific episode was requested by you all. It's called iOpen, a restaurant. I haven't seen it or any part of it before, just this little still frame here. You all have told me that it has something to do about them opening a secret restaurant or something like that. One thing I noticed immediately is this is from the 5th and final season of iCarly, so these characters look quite a bit different than what I'm used to because they've grown during the production of this show, and most of the other episodes I saw were from seasons 1 and 2. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and get into it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber, especially if you enjoy this content. Go ahead and click the subscribe button below so you don't miss anything. Let's go.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Sam told me the cops found your TV and computer.
Freddie sounds way different than I'm used to. Keep in mind, I haven't seen this character, Freddie, in like 3 years, according to his time, 3 seasons of the show. And yeah, he's way taller and sounds way different. So that's one comment right off the bat.
Yeah, they sent us pictures. See? There's our TV.
A pair phone. That's great. I do remember seeing them having a Pear laptop, not an Apple laptop, but a Pear. This must have taken some work, though, to create the Pear phone, which I know this image was probably superimposed onto it somehow, but you've got like a Pear home button at the bottom. That's pretty funny.
Found it in the dumpster behind El Taco Guapo.
Who's that guy sleeping next to it?
I don't know, just some dude.
His pants are so dirty.
I don't think he cares. Hey, have you seen Gibby?
No, Sam went to look for him.
It's not like Gibby to skip 2 classes in a row.
I know. Is it too late for you to love me?
What?
Nothing.
Did you just say?
No.
Hey, you guys, I found Gibby. Is he okay? Yeah.
And by the way, there are certain students like that just have a really good attendance record. And so when they're out, a lot of times they will like inform you. They'll say, hey, I'm going to be out next week on Tuesday and I'm going to a doctor visit, or I'm going, whatever it is. And it's just so rare that they're out that they actually inform you. But in the event that they just disappear, you're like, oh man, this person is never out. So yeah, there's some truth to this feeling here if Gibby's attendance record really is that good.
Well, he's Gibby, so,
Where is he?
in the basement.
This school doesn't have a basement.
That's what I thought. Come. Come with me.
Yeah, and if this school has a basement, that is kind of unusual. It really depends on the school. So I've been in a lot of school buildings and they're laid out very differently. I don't know that I've seen a lot of schools that have a basement. In fact, I can't think of one. It's just not something I've seen. Now, they have all sorts of other storage and all sorts of other nooks and crannies that students may or may not know about, but basement, I haven't seen that a whole lot. I'm curious too here.
Where are you taking us?
Spiderweb.
You shall see.
Okay. So this is going to be the restaurant, I guess. And if the school really did have this space, it's going to have some purpose. Most schools are really low on space. I have seen schools before where they're just kind of depopulated or their enrollment is going down and down and down. And so the school district may use it for a training or other things if they have all these empty rooms, or, they may eventually close or consolidate the school. But most schools are really bursting at the seams, really. That's why a lot of school districts have to constantly build new schools. But if they have this big old room, I don't see them just leaving it here. Based on what I know about Principal Franklin of this school, he's not just going to leave this. He's going to clean it up and use it for something, because schools also typically need a lot of storage.
Welcome.
Whoa, he looks way different. And if you're a fan of the show, you're probably thinking, it doesn't look different to me. But if you go back and look at him like in season 1 and 2, and then imagine from my point of view going straight to this, his voice is way different. He's far taller. I guess he kind of sort of has the same face, but he's way different.
To what?
To my dream.
Your dream?
As far back as I can remember, I've always wanted to have my own restaurant.
Gibby, if you open a restaurant in this basement, you're gonna get caught.
Yeah.
I will not. Nobody's been down here for like 20 years.
And that's a concrete ceiling. Bet you can't hear anything through that.
Mm.
Yeah, and look, it's got a sink, electrical.
Yeah, but my question is, how did they get down here? It seemed like it was really, really easy. Now, do rooms like this exist? I have seen rooms that just haven't been used in a really long time, but typically schools will a lot of times store stuff in there. And like I've said in other videos, students aren't that great typically at keeping secrets. Some are. If you're trying to keep a secret from all of the teachers and everyone else except for the students, you're going to have a hard time doing that. Someone is going to tell on you.
Rat poop, everything you need for a restaurant.
Are you guys actually encouraging Gibby to open a restaurant in here? Beneath our school?
What? Are you upset they're not spitting on my dream? Dream spitter?
I'm not spitting on your dream. I just...
Where else am I going to open up a restaurant?
It seems a little crazy and manufactured for the purposes of this episode, but okay, this should be pretty entertaining, though.
I can't do it on the roof. I'd be visible to helicopters.
Will you tell this boy he can't open a restaurant in our school?
Gib, you can't. Would there be lasagna?
Heck yeah, there would.
How about tater tots? Mama loves
Tater
me some
tots.
tater tots.
And mama gonna get her some tater tots.
Why are you against this?
Yeah, why?
Okay, I have class. You guys want to stay down here and plan a restaurant or a shoe store or a water park? Go for it.
Okay. All right. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Wow. Gibbies. All right. So I have to hand it to him. This does look way, way better than it did. But my questions would be, okay, how'd they get all these tables? These look kind of like library tables, honestly, and classroom chairs. They would not be able to acquire that stuff and, importantly, get it down here without anybody noticing. That's really, really unrealistic. And where are they getting the food? Who's cooking it? There's just so many problems with this, but it is going to be really entertaining. I can tell this, but they would never be able to hide this from people who work at the school, certainly. But let's see what happens here. Looks pretty good.
Oh my God.
He really did it.
Hey, yo! Carly, Freddie, welcome! Come in. Hey, clean up that table. Yes, sir.
What?
Freddie!
Like, is he paying him? Like, that's crazy.
Hey, how you doing?
What have you done?
I have opened Gibby's! Come on, sit down.
Thanks.
Sure.
Yeah, and my other question is, do you have to pay to eat there? How does that work? I have a lot of questions, but I'm going to try to just go with this here, or this episode would take forever.
What can I get you guys?
I bring him the spaghetti carbonara and a side of garlic bread. Lemonade. You like lemonade? Sounds good.
Sure.
2 lemonades.
Coming up.
I can't believe you opened a restaurant in our school.
Believe
Me
it.
neither.
Because you are sitting in it. You are sitting in my dream.
And you're not scared you're going to get busted?
That's the funny thing. I mean, you see all these kids in there, they're just enjoying themselves, hanging out. Nobody's noticing that they're all down there. Nobody's noticing that this place exists with all the furniture that had to be moved down there. Okay, sure, whatever.
I only let cool people in here.
Cool people.
Friends of ours.
Yeah, and see, that's his problem. So he's not going to be able to hide this, and the people that aren't allowed down there are going to tell on him. I mean, that's how it would happen, even if he were able to conceal all this stuff that he had to move down there and the food itself. The people that aren't allowed down there are going to be telling on him very, very quickly.
Nobody's going to rat me out.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone does, they'll have to deal with my partner.
Now that I can see, Sam being a partner, she's always kind of looking for the angle.
Tim's your partner?
My partner, my bodyguard, and she makes a rockin' hot meat sandwich.
Hot meat.
The secret is hot meat. What's up, boy?
We are. Here's your cup for the day so far.
Oh, you made all that money today?
That's just her half.
Carbonara, garlic bread, lemonade's on the way.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Here, Carl's. Let me shake a little red pepper on that pasta.
No, I don't like hot red pepper.
You'll love it. Trust me. You'll love it. All right.
This smells fantastic. Who gave you
Hey, shut up a sec. So listen, you know my cousin Dominic?
The guy with the nose?
His sister-in-law's father owns a restaurant supply company.
Right.
He said he can hook us up with anything we need. Menus, tables, kitchen appliances.
Yeah, and that's very normal, restaurant supply companies and stuff like that. But the thing is, they wouldn't be able to get it into this place. So if this is actually a basement, you have to go through the school to get to it, right? So they just carried all these tables and stuff down there. And you might think, well, they did it at night or after school, but there are people there after school. A lot of schools will have custodians that work into the night or to the late evening, let's say. If you remember on Ned's Declassified, Gordy is always talking about the night guy. Some schools have a night guy. Now, not overnight or during the middle of the night, but maybe 8, 9 p.m. I have heard of that before. And after that, the school is locked and there's typically an alarm, like a security system. They would not be able to do this, but I'm going to do my best just to relax and kind of go with this here.
Appliances, food, meat, shrimp, lobster, whatever we want.
Too
Super
hot.
cheap.
That's awesome.
Lemonade!
Oh, man.
So I'll hook it up.
Look it, baby.
2 lemonades.
What?
Interesting.
That's red pepper lemonade.
Red pepper lemonade. That's a little crazy. That's pretty funny. She just keeps, and he's like, it's red pepper lemonade. She just spews it all out and she's shrieking. Well, you know, if they didn't notice it then, they'll probably notice it now with all the screaming and shrieking if this is open during school or after school. Like I said, people are there after school, custodians, other teachers that are working on things. The principal may be there. They're going to hear this screaming and shrieking for sure. What? Is that just for comedic effect or what? That's pretty funny. Okay, look, he classed it up a little bit and the columns are gone. That kind of worries me. He removed the columns that were there, or those load-bearing stanchions or columns there. And he's got a cool little neon sign there, and he's dressed a little nicer even. He's trying to be a little businessman here. But again, you know, he wouldn't be able to do this without someone knowing. And he's got little cafe-style tables and stuff, not stuff that looks like it was just basically stolen from the school. Let's see how this progresses here.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, say hi to your sister for me.
Okay.
How great is this place?
I know. It's pretty rad.
So I got
Just
so
gonna
many
keep getting
ideas.
better.
To
No,
make.
you're telling me.
Make these
Hey, whoa. Billy Boots.
Billy Boots, what's he doing here?
Who's that?
I guess he got out of juvie.
I hate that guy.
Hey, Bucket!
What's up,
Uh-oh.
Billy? They let you out of juvie, huh?
Yeah, back in school. Heard the food down here is pretty good.
Uh-oh.
Gibby!
Where's this going here?
All dressed up and doing the town. Huh? Come on, give me a hug. Huh? Come on, give me a hug. Huh?
It's supposed to be some sort of I don't know where this is going here, but I can't wait to find out.
Watch the hair. Watch the hair.
Watch the hair. Listen to you. I've known this goofy little punk since junior high.
Yeah, look, just don't go busting my chops. All right, I don't like that.
I'm just trying to be friendly. If I wanted to bust your chops, tell you to take your shirt off. Yeah, no, you should have seen this kid when he was little. He used to take his shirt off all the time.
Yeah?
For no reason. It was the best.
Yeah, in season 1 and 2, I've seen that a few times.
I don't do that anymore.
What are you talking about?
I don't take my shirt off anymore. Maybe you didn't hear about it. You've been away a long time. Not without a good reason, like to swim or take a shower.
I'm sorry, all right? I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry too.
What is this? Where's
Now,
this
why don't
going?
you give us a laugh and take your shirt off?
Dang it! Relax! You hear that mutt? You hear what that mutt said to me?
Yeah, come on, huh? Come on.
This is my place, Sam. I want some respect.
Hey, take it easy. Don't get nervous.
Come on, Hank. Go pull up. Go upstairs.
Just keep him here.
It seems so forced, this whole situation. I don't know where this is going.
Bring me a pound of butter.
Uh-oh.
It's funny when he takes off
Yeah,
his
but
shirt.
doesn't like
You
do
know?
that anymore.
You used
Yeah,
to
well,
laugh.
that was a long time
Still going on
ago.
about
That's
this.
Gibby's place.
Maybe better watch his mouth
Just
because I don't like
relax,
anyone
just
talking to me
it's,
that way.
it's not no big deal. Finish your lemonade. It's no big deal.
Need my
It's no
time
big
and I've
deal.
got mouth on the
You don't know what that means.
What's going to happen here?
Look who's back.
Oh, boy.
Who?
You.
I know. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave my restaurant.
Well, I'm gonna have to.
Just because he said, oh, you used to take your shirt off, which is true. I've seen it before in earlier episodes. Seems so manufactured here.
Do this.
Whoa.
Get him, Sam. That's That's right. Use the butter sock.
Oh, the butter sock.
Oh,
Gross. Butter? I've heard of people being beaten with things in socks like that, but not butter. That would be a little weird.
I didn't mean to get butter on your face.
That's gross.
Man, Gib, even our after school crowd is pretty big.
Okay, there it is. So she says even our after school crowd is pretty big. So you know what that means? She's got a during school crowd. So there's no way that they could do this. I mean, if this really happened, they start moving the first round of tables in there and they just get busted and that's it. But they've got a full scale restaurant and they have a during the school day crowd and an after school crowd, I guess. And they're just hanging out there all day and nobody's noticing that they're not even in class. They don't even go to school anymore, I'm guessing. They're just run this restaurant. That's kind of funny, but very unrealistic to say the very least. Uh-oh.
Holy cheese! It's true. I told
Mr.
you I had
Howard.
a restaurant down here.
Okay. So that's what I was saying at the beginning, if you remember. The ones that don't get to come down are going to tell on him very quickly. And he got into this disagreement with Gibby, and they got into a fight, and he got beat up with some butter, however that happened, and he told. And he let them know about this restaurant, I'm guessing. And Mr. Howard is not going to allow this to continue. Can't wait to see how this ends here.
Uh-oh.
Sam, Gibby, you opened a restaurant at school
Mm-hmm.
in this basement?
Yeah, pretty nice too. I mean, if you could get away with it, I might say, hey, let's keep it open and have the school regulate it somehow and put rules in place about it. These knives just up here would make me a little nervous that you see over behind Gibby. But I've heard of schools having not restaurants, but like a little snack bar or coffee shop even. I've heard of schools that have student-run coffee shops, actually. I have actually seen that before.
Prove it.
Prove it! I'm looking at it!
She says, prove it.
Not yet.
Oh, he holds up the sock like she's gonna beat him, like she did the other kid.
I am going to get Principal Franklin and tell him to come shut down this restaurant right now.
Mhm.
He's at table 6.
Wow!
Oh yeah, there he is. So you may remember me saying before, Principal Franklin, he on the tier list video got A tier. He could have gotten S tier, but he gets just too close to the students. And you see here, yeah, a little too close. And he's eating at this restaurant and just letting it remain open. Now, if anything happens in this thing, like someone gets hurt, I mean, he can be held responsible if anything goes wrong. And it may be a better strategy if he really wants it to continue its existence to either take it over or let Gibby sort of manage it while they put some guidelines in place. And it certainly couldn't be open during the day. Probably they would have to really get creative to keep this thing open. But I guess theoretically it could under the right conditions. But I've never heard of a full-blown restaurant like this existing at a school, but I'm sure it exists somewhere.
Principal Franklin,
There we go.
Excuse me a second, girls.
you approve of this? Have you tried the hot meat sandwich? No, and I will not. This restaurant violates dozens of school rules.
Yeah.
As principal, it's your responsibility to shut this place down.
You know, I hate to say it, but Mr. Howard's kind of right, at least so far. Let's see what he does here.
I'm sorry, Gibby.
Mhm.
Sam, Mr. Howard is right. I'm afraid you'll have to close this place down.
Uh-oh, bummer.
Ha, jerks.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. I'll take it from here.
Good. Let's go, Billy.
What in the world?
All right, Gibby.
I know. I'll start shutting things down.
No, you won't.
Uh-huh.
We can stay open?
You better. More hot meat for everyone.
What in the world? Okay. All right. So that's the episode. I really enjoyed that one. I was wondering at the end, like Principal Franklin, he couldn't just continue to allow the restaurant to go for a bunch of reasons, but primarily because Mr. Howard now knows about it. And if he just lets it go, Principal Franklin could probably get in some trouble. Now he could say, now we can't do it like you're doing it, but having a little restaurant or cafe in the school in the basement may be a good idea. Let's get together with Gibby and Sam and talk about how can we do this that doesn't violate a bunch of rules that Mr. Howard was talking about. So maybe that's his intent and he just doesn't say it on camera here. But so I could see that happening, but to just allow it to go on in its current form. And I knew this guy, see, he wasn't allowed in. And so, of course, he's the one that told on them. I could definitely see that. But I did really enjoy that one. Thank you for that recommendation. Please keep the channel recommendations coming, including iCarly or any other series. The episodes of iCarly that I've reacted to have ended up being one of the more popular series on this channel. So do keep those recommendations coming. Just a reminder to subscribe to the channel if you're not currently a subscriber, or consider joining the channel with a channel membership. But I'm going to leave the video right here. I'll see you next time on the next video on School Principal Reacts. Thanks for watching.